Would you rather have the ability to speak all languages fluently or play all musical instruments perfectly?
All languages fluently.
Oh. What would you do with it?
Speak more.
Speak. Welcome to Ofofo Studio. My guest for today is Mr. Vijayendran Sridharan. He's the CISO at Business Next. Business Next is a leading CRM product for banks and financial institutions.
Financial institutions. Yeah.
Welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I'm glad to be here with you guys.
Absolutely. My pleasure. So you've been a CISO for a while.
Yeah.
Right?
It's 8 years now.
Wow. 8 years is quite a lot of time, right?
Yeah.
How have you seen the role evolve?
The role evolved. I would say, instead of focusing on the role evolving, I have learned and evolved myself in my methods. Newer regulations have come.
Yeah.
GDPR came.
Yeah.
And now we have our India Digital Personal Data Protection Act.
Yeah.
And you have the California Consumer Privacy Act.
Right.
All of them have come in.
Yeah.
Okay. And cloud has come in.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So, if you look at it, the role of a CISO also has evolved and also changed a lot. Okay. And the evolution also is connected to the size of the organization. For example, if you take very large organization, for these changes and the new technologies that are coming in, the CISO role evolves very differently.
Yes.
For small and medium enterprises, it evolves slightly differently.
Okay. And how is the role different for these two by itself?
See, the role is different for a very large enterprise. Okay. You cannot take large steps or make a big change.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Happen very fast.
Right.
It has to be a measured approach for these large changes to come in. Okay. Introducing, for example, let me take a tech startup which has been there for 10 years. A customer wants to host you on GCP. Okay. Across a table, I'll more or less say an yes and come back.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. And I know as a CISO, I can deliver it. I'll myself review the entire architecture before it goes. Right. I'll do whatever it takes to do it. Yeah. But a very large enterprise, onboarding GCP, when you have AWS, you want to onboard GCP as well, the Google Cloud Platform as well. Right? It's not that one CISO's decision.
Right. Like so many stakeholders.
It's so many stakeholders. It's an organizational point of view which has to be considered. Right. And that decision goes back to a larger number of teams. And a lot of processes come in. Okay. Before that, they will have to have certain standards. Yeah. Which align with the processes. Yeah. These standards, when I say, for example, GCP, right? Yeah. That is, let us say, G for an example. Okay. But tech startup, let's say, I'm just taking random name, Lenskart. Okay. They want to onboard GCP.
Right. Okay? Right.
They can make decisions faster. Yeah. Okay. They can make bold decisions faster. Right. Okay. Enterprises, large enterprises, they do make bold decisions. Okay?
But they take
that time. Yeah. They take that time because a lot of people and processes have to be concerned.
Absolutely.
Right. Not just it's a process that drives it. Yeah. So this is one example. Okay. And also a CISO's another example is an information security functional and the CISO can have the liberty to use many products in the security technology stack. One more example. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I can, for example, open telemetry along with Grafana and Prometheus. It works together very well. I can make a decision in 1 week. Right. Okay. About open source usage. Right. Look at a large bank. Okay. Banks are averse to an open source introduction.
Absolutely.
Because risk management is a much complex topic for open source risk management, right?
Correct.
So in some banks, open source is an absolute no.
Right.
Okay. But in today's world of the velocity in which technology is moving, okay, velocity is the speed and the time coming together, right?
Right.
In a specific direction, right?
Yeah.
Speed in a specific direction.
Yeah.
You at times you have to leverage open source for security, and I'm sure this is true for the CTO also, which I'm seeing with my colleagues as well. Not only security technology stack, even the technology stack I'm protecting, that also needs so many open source tools to be used.
Right.
Because of the features they bring.
Right.
My decision can be, I can say, hey, can you create a test bed? Can you take it to testing? And can you see a demo in 2 to 3 days? Okay, let us take banks. They will say absolute no to it.
Right.
Many banks don't take open source so easily.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
It also changes from public sector banks to private banks.
Okay.
Okay.
How does it change over there?
There, some banks say no to open source.
Right.
The policy says no to open source.
Right.
Okay. If they have to use an open source, it goes through a risk committee review. Right. Some banks say an absolute no to it.
Yeah.
Okay. Private banks might be open to it. Right. Open to it, but with more
scrutiny,
insight and scrutiny done.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Is it absolutely required? Okay. In small and medium enterprises, the decisions are faster even for this. Your ability to use these latest technologies
for sure
is more quickly feasible.
Right.
It's feasible in both the places.
Yeah.
I can start testing a product within half an hour.
Wow.
Okay. I can do that. That's that is the beauty of small shops.
Right.
Okay. Where that's the sweet spot CISOs like me live in. We have a lot of flexibility to experiment.
Right.
And convert almost 7 to 8 of those experiments into realization in the production. Okay. And we can see some beautiful things happening.
Yeah. But that can't be an easy task, right? Like having to manage so many tools and so many service providers who necessarily might not be sharing their data with each other. So you are the person who has to collate all that and bring it forward to the leadership.
Absolutely.
And isn't that hard?
It is hard, but
yeah.
I'll also say that. What else is the role of the CISO? That is the role.
Yeah.
In this, see, the CIO and CEO believe that security function has to do certain things and can do it, and they must do it.
Yeah.
Now, if this was I am also going through this realization over a few years. The CISO's role is orchestrating this. Two important things. One is the decision you make.
Yeah.
Okay? Decisions you make, it comes absolutely through experience.
Yeah.
CISO in year 1 and the CISO in year 5, year 6, year 7, the refinement of decision making is so beautiful. Okay, that's one nice feeling I'm also enjoying. Second, orchestration of the whole thing. Okay, orchestration is tools. Okay, vendors.
Right.
Okay, some tools will be internal, some will be external.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And for example, I'll give you one nice thing. Example, I have this real life example without taking companies' names.
Yeah.
There is a vendor whose product I had onboarded. Okay.
Yeah.
Comparing global vendors as well as Indian vendors.
Right.
I found that product doing all the tasks that I need to be done. Okay. And what there was a critical vulnerability opened up. So the vendor CTO calls me and says, Vijay, I'm seeing these things opened. You need to fix this. Okay. Immediately next half an hour, we fix it. Other tools will give me this alert. Okay. And this tool also gives the alert. But the CTO of the tool, he has
called you personally.
He's monitoring all his customers.
Wow.
Attack surface. Right? So he calls and says, Vijay, this is something you need to immediately address. So now, why I'm bringing this point in orchestration is I need to orchestrate which tool will work for my environment, my ecosystem. Who should be in my ecosystem?
Yeah.
Okay. For example, I had evaluated even CrowdStrike in this whole mix.
Okay.
Okay. And few others. Okay. But CrowdStrike, all these large global players, they are not going to monitor each customers. Their job ends with sending an alert.
Yeah. The CTO won't call you.
He knows because the alert has gone.
Yeah.
But what if Vijay is not
near his phone? Yeah.
Okay. So he calls and he says, he drops an email, he calls, he WhatsApps to me.
Nice.
I sent an email, then he calls. After the WhatsApp, he calls. WhatsApp message, I saw it. Okay.
Yeah.
And immediately we started doing this. This is on the election day. We were out on voting.
Wow.
So he immediately says, we immediately arrested. Right. So this orchestration with the right vendors, right? That is tools, as you said. Coming back to the point, Angad, that orchestrating of these various stakeholders, internal, external, and your team, is one of the most important tasks that we perform as a CISO. And the other thing is decision making. Okay, for all the various security questions, risk decisions that come. Okay. Making those decisions, ensuring that the decisions can be endurable ones, and the outcomes are also endurable for the company. Right? And the customers, if you have a customer facing decision, right? Endurance of the decision. It cannot be short-sighted decisions. So these are two roles which the CISO continuously performs. Otherwise, if you see technological configurations, DevSecOps, all things my cloud head does, DevSecOps head does it, right? They do it, their teams do it. So decision making and orchestrating is very important in these roles that we deliver.
So you would be talking to a lot of functions within the company and externally as well.
Yeah.
How is that? I mean, people obviously would be stepping on some toes, with, you might have some policies that you would want to enforce, but some functions might say to you, okay, this is going to impact my business in a negative way. You probably have a shallow understanding over here. But that still needs to be done because that's your work. So how do you go about arranging that conversation, or at least making that happen?
See, first thing is, there are some imperatives. Some imperatives which me and my stakeholders have to live with and abide by. Okay. For a company that has stood, that has existed for 5 years, 6 years, has gone through these expectations from the customers. There you don't have to demonstrate the need to perform certain things. Okay. In those cases, we exactly showcase to see, do you remember this customer asked for this?
Right.
Okay. This will come. We should do this. So let us not wait for stakeholders or customers to ask for this.
Right.
One. Second, add a smile always. Okay. See, there is a thing. Okay. Add a smile. Okay. And prioritize. Okay. There are 10 things you have to do. The top 2 or 3 which you will never negotiate, have them in place. Okay. You tell your stakeholder that whoever it is, these top 2 to 3 things.
They need to be done.
They need to be done.
How do you go about negotiating the other things that are not so essential.
Only the top 3 we will do now.
Yeah.
Okay, remaining, tell me when will you do it?
Yeah, you tell me. Yeah.
You tell me when will you do it?
Right.
I'll see.
Yeah.
I will also tell you by how I can address the risk.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
You tell me you'll do it in 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Okay. Fine. So at times I cannot do it at all. Vijay is one thing.
Yeah.
Then that is one problem statement. I can do it, but not today. I can do it in 3 weeks. Okay, or 3 months. That's okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, it's reasoning out with them. This is why we need to do this. Reason. Okay. If you don't have a very strong reason, don't go for the task at all.
Yeah.
Okay. The reason has to be very strong. Okay. Binary. Okay.
Yes,
and in your top 10 should contain those binary, very proper reasoning based tasks.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
You have anything, InfoSec always comes with some requirements, so that it gets generalized, right? So there are top 10 and all of them have to have solid reasoning, must do items, but when you can change. Yeah. Okay. Top 3 must be done immediately. When you can change. Okay. And make every stakeholder agree to it. Right. See, when you are deviating from some information security principles, okay, make every stakeholder agree to it. Right. Okay. It is not only the CISO signing it and saying I am okay with it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Every stakeholder has to. For example, let us say you are customer 1, right? Customer 1. You are the business head handling customer 1. Right. Okay. You want an exception for this. Okay. Okay. There's another customer who doesn't want to see these exceptions. Okay. Now, between both of you, see, I'm going to give an exception here. Yeah. Correct. Right. Which is in conflict of the overall security policy here. Right. Correct. Let us say Mohan is the second customer's stakeholder within my company. Yeah. Mohan, will your customer accept this? Right? Yeah. Because I'm going to change the security parameter, which changes for the entire environment. Yeah. How do you go about that? Guys, sign off. Will you tell? Okay, Mohan, are you ready to tell your customer? Yeah. See, for me, the principle is I change something, I'll need to tell the customer. Yes. Right? So the way to do it is, Mohan, if you can communicate to your customer that this is how we are going to do it, I will change it. Okay? Mohan says, no, Vijay, I cannot do it. Yeah. So take the matter is solved. Right there. You guys. I didn't say it, he did. Right? So we need to find ways. Right. We need to find ways. Right. And see, thing is, there is no certain way of handling. There are no playbooks for this. Right. But each one, we have to look at the situation. At the end of the day, I commit to my customer. I meet almost all my customers for InfoSec. That's amazing. Okay. I meet almost all my customers for InfoSec in some context or the other. Yeah. And I am a face of security to them. Yes. Security and privacy. I go there and I explain to them with the conviction. Yeah. That this is there in the system. This is what you get it. Yeah. And I also have to communicate to them if something, any bar is going to be reduced. Yes. So reducing the bar is not an option at all. Okay, in security, the bar has to keep going up. Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Yeah. So that reducing the bar means you have to tell the customer. Yeah. Okay. So till date, we have not gotten to that kind of a use case where we have to reduce. So you need to play all the facts on the table, put them on the table. Okay, why do you want to do it? Okay. At times, when they come for an exception, I wouldn't even respond many times. I wouldn't even respond. Okay, this is how it has to be done.
Yeah.
Right. Example. Hey, can we create an email ID for this vendor? My first question is, do you have this vendor's contract in place?
Yeah. Right? Obviously, yeah.
Yeah. Do you have vendor contract?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have the MSA signed? Show me those copies.
Yeah.
Then only the vendor person will get an email ID created here. And what is the purpose? If I'm going to create an email ID, what is the purpose?
Yeah.
Okay. So many times stakeholders would want to onboard a vendor just like that.
Yeah. Yeah. They just want like easy work. Yeah.
Contract will sign later, day after tomorrow, or but tonight we need to onboard the vendor. So then the question is, why do you want the email? Do the work without an email. Okay, find options, and finally they'll come back with options saying, yeah, we can do it this way.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But the thing is, they have not explored the options. They have thought this is, someone said, we'll give them an email ID, then we can do all these transactions.
Yeah, yeah. Without understanding the security.
They are business. See, right. Obviously, they are business guys. They know business well.
Correct, right.
They know how to sell.
Yeah.
They know how to deliver the product.
Right.
We know how to protect the firm with security measures. So, at times when you push, safer options come out.
Yes.
Correct? Right. And then the next thing is, safer options come out. Now you allow the vendor to come and play a role in your ecosystem. Correct? Our job also becomes, the InfoSec's role is including this, and every CISO does this, every InfoSec function does that. They came, you need to have a register of the potential vendors or such conversations that came and hit your email box. So what you do is you go back, track these vendors in the steering committee. A request came for this vendor. What happened to this vendor? Yeah. Did it skip any InfoSec review process? Correct? Because for onboarding any vendor, you would put a security requirements document in the contract. Yeah. You have a data privacy agreement in the contract, the DPA. Yeah. Right? I need to give it to the legal team. They add it into the contract with the vendor, with the MSA. Right? Yeah. And what kind of data you are going to give to the vendor, or you are going to grant access to the vendor. Right? All those have to be understood. Yeah. And where are they going to keep the data? If you are going to give data to them, transmit data to them, where are they going to keep the data? Cross-border data transfer rules get applied, right? All those questions have to be asked. So we have to circle back all this. One, let us say I want to use Tata Teleservices as a vendor. All right. But all of a sudden that conversation dies. No one comes back to you. Yeah. Okay. So sometimes they may directly go to IT and get something enabled. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So it's a constant hygiene process. Right. Okay. If someone has come to you for a purpose, then you, in the steering committee, you bring up that point. Hey, what happened to that vendor you wanted to bring on board? Yeah. Okay? Yeah. So they have to binarily explain and say, hey, no, we didn't onboard them. Oh, we've onboarded, but very in a limited fashion. Yeah. So that your principles are met. Yeah. Or no, we want to onboard them in thoroughness so that they can gain access to data, or we can give them our data. Okay. Not that all vendors need to be given data or need to have access to data, but those are places where InfoSec has to step in, right? Yeah. So the checking back process, or you call it as a reconciliation process. Email came to you with a request, a ticket came to you, reconcile them. Right. So what we do is, for everything that comes, we create a ticket. Any request that comes, like any organization. So everything is documented. Very neatly. So reconciling, and this is one of the orchestrations of the CISO role. Yeah. Okay. The ticket reviews, weekly ticket reviews. Right. Look at all the tickets. So that's why I ask my teams wherever I work to have tickets. Okay. In the workflow, so that I can look at the tickets on a weekly basis. What threats came to us? Makes sense. Right? Where did we not find a full closure? That's important, but it keeps the hygiene around everywhere. Hygiene.
What is this volume typically like? I mean, how many tickets do you review, say, in a week?
In a week, 15, 20 of them.
Wow.
15, 20 of them, of various types.
Various types. What is the average, say, severity or priority levels?
Anything customer facing.
Anything customer facing.
Anything internal customer facing. Any customer facing mostly will be P1. P0 being the highest. Okay. P1 and what is the customer asking? Okay. Anything that goes to customer, I review it myself. Any response that goes to customer, I review it myself.
Nice.
Okay.
Nice, yeah.
The team does it, but if it is going to the customer, responses have to be the best. Okay. If it is a response to a tender on RFP,
then it can be P3.
No, it is also P1.
Okay.
Okay. We have now device methods to respond faster because your GTM speed has to be higher. GTM
Absolutely.
velocity has to be higher. Go-to-market velocity has to be higher.
Yeah.
Your lead time. So every customer is slightly different. So looking at the responses, what I do is finally there will be around 300 line items. So I go through those questions which are not regular questions and then respond to the customer's tender or RFP questions with the peculiarity of that must be there in the response as well for that peculiar question that they have.
Got it.
So that quality of response for the InfoSec questions they have, right? Some customers might ask, how do you do in-memory encryption? Encryption while in process. Okay, so this is a requirement that this industry has.
Yeah.
So picking up that question, passing it on to the product team. Are we ready for this? Right?
Yeah.
Okay. Then the moment that comes, right? Because we are also aware of the regulations, which regulations require.
Yeah.
Correct?
Yeah.
So going through the details and ensuring that the customer, when he sees this RFP response from us, he should know one thing. This response is very meticulously provided, not a copy paste.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
That's where the customer CIO or CISO or their risk management department, their vendor risk management process, which has sent this Excel sheet to us, they come to know, okay, this vendor is serious about it.
Yes.
Okay, it can become a good differentiator.
Absolutely.
For
sure.
My firm.
Yeah.
In the eyes and minds of the customer.
Right. Increases credibility, trust, everything. Yeah.
Right? So that is important, and you have to orchestrate it in many ways. That's why I said all responses to customers I review. Internal responses within the firm. Okay, my team knows what to respond to customer, what to respond to internal stakeholders. But customers I definitely review. Okay, internal, it's some
leniency is there.
Some leniency is there. The right word you used. I allow it. I allow that play.
Right.
Okay. This we have to do it without micromanaging.
Yes.
Okay?
Yeah.
Both the customer facing and the internal facing. Okay, internal facing, even if there's some plus or minus, my stakeholders should come back to me. I'll correct it. Not a problem.
Makes sense.
But when it goes to customers, when I say without micromanagement, see, there are out of 300 questions, my team has answered to all the 300. Okay, they have done a great work while doing 300. It requires meticulously looking at each and every question, taking the right answers, putting it there. Appreciate them for all that hard work, and then put this specific, more appropriate answers, and then tell the team maybe you might see this. We could respond it like this.
Right.
So next time the team does it themselves.
Makes
team
sense.
does it. The team member does it himself or herself.
Yeah.
and make it interesting for them.
Yeah,
make
gamify it
security,
or something like that. Yeah.
Make security and privacy interesting for the team.
Yeah.
Because that's what I do to my team members. I have been making security and privacy interesting for my teams to work in this function.
See, it's a very interesting thing that you said. But how do you go about doing that? Because security and privacy by themselves, they're seen as very boring and process driven. It's very hard for we try to do it as well, but I still think it's a very difficult challenge to overcome, to make it fun or easy for people.
See, I'll tell you, people who work with me have always wanted to come back to me. Okay, even after leaving, they try and come back to me. One, the insight you need to give to the team. Okay.
Yeah.
There are many decisions you make as a CISO for enable that decisions to be made along with the team members and tell them why you are making them.
Okay.
Okay. And allow them to play your role to as much as possible. They actually know the CISO role is the most interesting role within the InfoSec function.
Yeah, it's right up at the top.
Not just because of the top, the decision making and orchestrating, okay, is so interesting to do.
Yeah.
And I share this experience with the team members. I don't keep it to myself.
Yeah.
And see, why are we doing this? It's a information security is a game. Can my InfoSec function, wherever I have run it, I'm running it, I keep it a game. I keep it like a game, which is fun.
Yeah.
Okay. And there has to be a little bit of winning and losing feeling in the game.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And allow them to play as full players in the game. You don't have to be the captain always. Okay.
Makes sense.
And I would want to know from people who think InfoSec is boring, actually. Okay. For example, I'll give you one example. Okay. I was with a vendor.
Okay.
Okay. He wanted to. The vendor, very large vendor. Okay. It must be in the top 10 market cap in our listed companies.
Okay.
They are.
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm just keeping the anonymity so that, respecting all the
absolutely
relationships.
Yeah.
So they didn't want to sign liability clause.
Okay.
So
what is a liability clause?
The liability clause in the contract is if there's a data breach, the penalty that will apply to them will be limited only to 1 year's of payment that my firm will do.
Right.
Will pay to the vendor.
It's basically keeping you accountable, something like that. Yeah.
Okay. But privacy law doesn't allow you to do that. Privacy is a fundamental right.
Right.
No two companies can write a contract between themselves and say, let's say you are that very large company. I'm your potential customer.
Yeah.
We both can't write a contract to say I will
see all your data. You can see all of that.
I will if there is a breach of the citizens of India, their data, or all my customers, their data, private information, which is a fundamental right. Two private companies cannot write a contract against the law. The law provides its own coverage for it. Okay? I cannot contain that liability for you up to 12 months of my payment to you.
Yeah.
If you have harmed my citizens, whatever it is, the law of the land will take over.
Yeah. You have no authority.
No, we don't. Yeah. So how do we make it interesting for the people who work with us?
Right.
Okay. One, I met the vendors team and I explained it to them. Okay. And then I explained it to my team, these concepts. Okay. So they are learning something.
Right.
Tomorrow they are going to become bright chaps for the industry. They are the future CISOs.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm just giving one example. How do you make it a game for the team members?
Yeah.
It's a game. Okay? Then, so
what happened to that company then about the liability clause once you made them aware of this position? What did they say?
Yeah, they understood.
They understood.
They understood, right?
Okay.
They understood. And then they said, okay, we agree with this. Okay.
Yeah.
So I had to tell you and me cannot contract fundamental right in and the liabilities in our contract. Right. Even the court will challenge me.
Yeah.
When I take it to the, if at all this contract ever goes to the court,
yeah.
if that company breach, they will also pull me up.
Yeah, absolutely. You will be
and say, how did you allow this to happen?
Right.
Have you appointed the right DPO is the question that will go to my board and my CEO.
Correct.
Right?
Do you also double up as the DPO of your company?
Yeah, I double up as a data privacy officer as well, data protection officer as well. Okay. Right? So, help the team have that curiosity and inquisitiveness and feed that curiosity and inquisitiveness. Nice. Okay? That way, the team grows with you. Yeah. Right? Correct. This is an interesting role. InfoSec and privacy is very interesting. Okay, it's as interesting as we can make it. Okay, for example, log engineering. Okay, continuously I product the team to this is what coming next for you. Yeah. After this contract ends, this is what you can learn. Hey, can you take this up? This is an untouched, pristine area in the industry. Yeah. Okay. So I termed it as log engineering. Okay. And gave it. Someone is motivated, primed up. Make it a great content for their CV. Right? Show them the path where they can go. Yeah. Right? Have these conversations. It makes, and you need your team members to play it with you. Yes. Yeah. Right? Otherwise, it's very lonely at the top. Yeah. It's very lonely at the top. Of course. And they have the liking to work with you when you do this to them. Naturally. So actually this is, for example, some risk exceptions come. So the conversations which me and my team member have are very, very lively. Yeah. At times it's to create that energy. Yeah. My team member would come and ask me, Vijay, they are saying this. मना कर दो. Okay, that gives them the joy. नहीं, ठीक है. उसको ऐसे समझा. I cannot exactly share the conversation. I know. It's hard to understand it without context. It's energy creating conversation. Right. Energy creating. Right. And I don't bring my age into the play there. Right. My energy levels are with my team. Right. Okay, for their age and everything. It's the culture that you're fostering over there, which is like, everybody is equal and you're supposed to be sharing ideas, and like it's supposed to be two-way. Right? Yeah. So it is like college friends doing a college fest. Right? There are no levels there. All students are equal there. Right? So bring that energy. So that at times your team would want to, you need to give the opportunity for a team to laugh and enjoy that. Yeah. Okay. And it works. But for the team to realize this is really a genuine effort, it takes at least 3 to 6 years. Okay. You need to invest there. Right. You need to invest there. Yeah. And that's what it's all about. And then the teams really do a great. Okay. So we had a SOC 2 audit going on. I'm just without any naming any companies. So I am my team member. One team member is here. One team member is sitting in. These are all the I think. So once the work from home started, right, in the past 3-4 years, right? Yeah. The hybrid model. One person is in Ayodhya. Okay, and I just drive, and I have constituted some ideas, brainstorming with them, and over 2-3 years, and I was driving and having my team member on the left, and we were driving towards JP Nagar metro station, and the way the ideas we used to generate, I could see this my team member now discussing in the same model with the other team member, and I don't even have to contribute anything.
You must have been feeling so proud.
So that was happening, and that's what you want,
right?
Right?
Yeah.
Oh, they are using same methods, techniques, and closing it.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah.
So and each of them want to come back, right, for the same experience. Absolutely. And I'm sure someday again we'll get chance to bring that same team member back.
For sure.
So this is what InfoSec is, a beautiful, interesting area.
How did you get into it? Like, is this how you started?
I was a network engineer, like many of us who are today in this role. I was a network engineer. Obviously, why many of us get into this role is because networks have firewalls, IPS.
Right.
So that comes with the
perimeter policies protection, and frameworks,
right? You configure that. Yeah. So you, I think when I was in Wipro.
Okay. Let's back up a little, sir. Let's talk about. What was your first job? Was that of a network engineer?
I was into sales and pre-sales and little bit of configuring network devices. Okay. But for a year and a half, I started.
Was this for Wipro?
No, before Wipro, I was with a firm called Locus Enterprise Solutions.
I've heard of them. Yeah, they're very famous.
They are based out of Hyderabad, but they are right now a pretty large firm across the world, and they are there in Bangalore as well. So I was a sales and pre-sales engineer there. Okay. In primarily handling Cisco networks. Okay. And so right after my MBA in systems from Symbiosis, I joined them. And after a year and a half, I realized the network engineers who did the post-sales configurations, right? We used to roam around a lot trying to sell. What I realized is the one Punjabi guy, okay, he came and he configured one IP address for a sale that I did for maybe struggling for 3 months. He comes in two-wheeler, he does one IP address configuration for the interface, he goes back. Okay, he said, done. I said, is that what you did? Huh? So then I realized, okay, this is interesting stuff. Sales stuff, by the way. Okay. So at least for my persona, sales is not my kind of cup of tea. So then what happened? When we are talking to customers, you calculate the backplane capacity of switches, Cisco switches, and you explain to customers, and so the network switch or can take this much traffic on each port altogether and everything. Right. That's what the design calculation sales guys do, right? Yeah. Or what is the sizing of the switch or router or firewall or everything. And then I thought this configuration is much more interesting because you're talking to a system. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So it is very binary. You type this command, that's output, it will come out. Right? Then Freshhost was looking for someone to solve a problem, and that problem, I think, that came with the CISO title. So they thought I could solve the problem. They met many people, and they were told that it will take at least 6 months to do what you want. Yeah. I told them how to do it in 2 months, and we did it in 2 months. Nice. So that is where I came into, moved from banks to the tech startup world, the tech world, cloud world. Yeah. Okay. Till Standard Chartered, they were having I had worked only on private clouds. So and now it's private cloud is still a big concept. Public cloud is in fact, I would have to go back to Fidelity days, and I had personally rejected a cloud proposition
because it was using public cloud. Wow.
Personally, as an auditor.
Yeah, now you can't.
And then fast forward, and I would very actively learn cloud security and start protecting, and then explain how cloud security works to my customers. Wow. At Freshworks. Wow. So it is a Fidelity auditor, very conservative firm when you do this. And today, from public information available on websites, I know Fidelity has 16,000 applications or something on the cloud, 16,500 applications
Wow.
on the cloud,
Wow.
on the public clouds. So all organizations have are adopting and embracing cloud. And there is going to be a reverse migration back to on-prem because of the heavy cost of the cloud, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So that's another
increasing.
thing.
Yeah.
But now the cloud journey started, the cloud security journey started. Okay, I would call it as more than tech startup. It's a cloud security journey personally for me. Okay,
Yeah.
because I'm there to protect my customers' interest in the cloud.
Right.
That's
Right.
it.
Right.
It's Freshworks or a Capillary or a Sirion Labs or a Business Next. For all this, my commitment to the customers is come to the cloud. I will tell you how I'll protect. I'll show you how it is done. Miss, am I doing it that way?
Yeah.
I'll be accountable for it.
Wow.
I'll tell you this is how it is. I'll do it. If you come to me any day asking, are you doing it that way? I'm accountable. I'll demonstrate I'm doing it the way I told you in the stage one.
Wow.
Right, 3 things.
Yeah.
Right. So that's what I tell my customers. In the 7-8 years now, my CISO journey has been all about cloud security.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I went through a process of transforming my experience of network engineer for Cisco, Checkpoint, Fortinet, all those into the cloud. Okay, I had to keep the cloud is nothing but a transformation of traditional technologies into the cloud technologies.
Correct.
And understanding the cloud services. Okay, and learning it from the cloud point of view. Okay, and the entire 7 to 8 years in these tech startups. Okay, Freshworks, Sirion Labs, Capillary, Business Next. The focus is to ensure that I put an asset in the cloud for my customer. It goes through a thorough review by me. Okay, and ensuring that the production go live is safe and secure. So this requires, at least for the tech startups, in the tech startup space, for people like me to be really hands-on.
Yeah, absolutely.
I look at the configurations. I look at the architecture, the configurations, the settings, and then I take my 3 to 4 days minimum. I do it thoroughly, a review, and then I give a go ahead. This is one of the most important things in the cloud space because I commit to the customers. This is how we will deliver it to you.
Yeah.
Right, and even if it requires taking an additional day, you have to review it and deliver it. The challenge we face as an industry is good cloud security experts. Okay, there are a lot of people who are certified.
Yeah, but
due appreciation and respect to all of them, but they need to
upscale.
Get into really dirtying their hands.
Yeah.
Okay, so that means it's the one of my colleagues used the phrase called rubber meeting the road.
Yeah, rubber has to hit the tire.
The tire has to endure the road's heat, right? The speed and the heat of the road that gets generated, right?
Yeah.
So that is a skill which I will request the cloud security experts to really get there. Okay, it is not easy. Okay, and but it will be very fruitful. Okay, because cloud is going to be there. Even if there's going to be reverse migration to on-prem data centers, cloud gives you a lot of speed.
Right.
And cloud gives you a lot of ecosystem technologies.
Yeah.
Okay. In AWS cloud, in GCP, I can use 100 things that AWS and GCP has already developed, which I cannot do it in on-prem.
Yeah.
And speed at which I can spin up computing resources and technologies and services is very immediate, right? So cloud is going to be there, correct?
Yeah.
And so that is an area which me and my colleagues in this industry, we will continue to focus and we will develop. Okay, so that's what we will do. Okay, very important. and India can play a great role in this.
What do you think is on the future roadmap for technology as well as for yourself? Where do you see? How do you see the evolution happening from now?
See, I'm combining right now. I'm going through the EU Artificial Intelligence Act,
Okay.
AI Act. I'm a lawyer.
I know this. I did not know. You're a lawyer.
I'm a lawyer.
Wow.
I'm an engineer.
Huh. You're a lawyer and an engineer.
Yeah, and I did my post-graduation systems management from Symbiosis as well. So, yeah, at Fidelity I picked up working on
Wow.
telecom regulations globally, and then I was started working on software licenses.
Okay.
Contracts.
Right.
At Fidelity. So, both happened. They happened to land with me, and I did those projects very well, and hence I decided to pursue law. Okay, and I finished the 3 years full-time program. Wow. Of law, and so that's where.
So you were saying about the AI Act.
AI Act, the European Union Artificial Intelligence Act, okay, which is now final. The final document is available from EU. Okay, maybe they are doing some small English changes or linguistic reviews. Right. Otherwise, it's all final. And so these are all the events that are going to, in my point of view, these are the events that are going to come up. Okay, decision making, the CISO office decision making can go the AI way.
Okay, what does that mean?
The entire CISO office, if you consider, 70% of it can become automated. Okay, you can put it through a model for learning. Okay, algorithmic learning, ML learning. In 1 year, 1.5 years time, you can convert a CISO office completely as an automated model. Sorry, 70% as automated. Okay. Wow. Then this, and interestingly, 2-3 days ago, my wife forwarded on WhatsApp a link where AI for CISO functions.
It's already there.
Already someone has thought of it.
Yeah.
And I have been prodding or pushing some of the very good friends in the tech startup world, saying you can look at making CISO as a code, ISO office as a code. You have infrastructure as a code.
Yeah.
Okay. But there were no takers for it. Okay. Because right now their product market fit is what they are doing.
Right. This is a secondary thing for them. Maybe.
Yeah, they didn't. They probably couldn't comprehend or manifest what I was trying to tell them.
Yeah. Also, they would need some use case. Most people would rather have seen use cases from other companies before adopting them it themselves. Yeah.
So, a couple of companies I did tell them, this is a space you can operate at. And the ISO office, including many tasks that the CISO does, can be leveraged with AI. Many of them, okay, if not most. That is the future. Security operations, okay, alerts, all those things. Already Microsoft is doing Copilot for SOC and everything is there. So all those things, lot of management bandwidth is required of the CISO, which can be with 1 year's data. Any company can accommodate all that in the algorithmic way of doing it. Okay, and there could be hits and misses here and there. You can take a call, customer facing, or what is critical area, you can run it through one layer of review. The non-critical ones, you can ask AI to punch out the tasks and the decisions. Right?
Yeah.
So this is one thing that is going to happen. While we are speaking, while this point of view was there in my mind for 6 to 7 months, one startup has already taken that. Not from me. There's some independent thinking, same thinking that has happened elsewhere.
Yeah.
I was prompting some of the Indian players in closer space to look at this. But they probably may not have comprehended that.
Right, I think so.
Right.
Yeah.
So if
But I would wholeheartedly agree. I think I can see that happening
yeah, it is going
for
to
sure.
happen.
Yeah, yeah.
It could happen for every other CXO function as well.
Exactly. Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
but
Not just that. Like a CFO could be automated too.
I can only comment on the CISO space.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Um, so that's one thing which I'm going to look forward to from one firm has already stepped into that space, right? And it can happen. Okay,
Right.
that is one thing that's going to come.
Mhm.
Okay, and cloud security itself. Now, what we are already seeing, it's not anymore futuristic. It is today.
Yeah.
Okay, is multiple cloud. We operating in multiple clouds
Mm-hmm.
and securing your computing and workload in across multiple clouds, okay, and in a cost effective manner. Okay, you have AWS on one side, you have GCP, you have Azure, right? GCP is more growing faster in the tech space or the startup space. Azure is they're having a very strong hold because of their presence as Microsoft enterprise applications
Right.
otherwise as well,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And so I know some banks which are Microsoft only shop,
Right.
so they are only fully on Azure, right? AWS has been accepted as a de facto.
Yeah.
So in many companies, even large ones, GCP is growing
Among the younger.
in its own way,
Right.
but more in the tech space, right?
Correct.
That's how GCP is growing. Now, between all this, the coming back to the first point, the security expertise across all these platforms, and with very confidently, with the genuine confidence, not
Correct.
blind confidence.
Yeah, backed with data
This
and
is how
insights. Yeah.
this is how this architecture, this configuration will securely work.
Yeah.
Okay, and that is very important for this cloud to grow safely. Okay, otherwise, time and again, CIOs are not going to find confidence in these implementations.
True.
This is not futuristic, but this is today's need of the time, need of the world.
Yeah.
It's the world's need today. Otherwise, CIOs don't have a reason to confide in these implementations.
Yeah.
It's so imminent. It's imminent. It's not into the future. So that's what I am building my teams for. I'm building myself and my teams for.
And if people want to understand these concepts in greater detail or depth, can they reach out to you?
Always.
Well, what platforms are you available on, sir?
Reach out to me on LinkedIn.
Okay.
And they can also email to me. Okay.
What's your email? So you can just, it'll be in the description too, but you can just say it out.
Vijayendran Sridharan at yahoo.in.
All right.
Okay. Yahoo.in. Okay. So they can email me. More than happy to help them. Okay.
With this, let's move to another segment of the show, which is called, which is not called anything, but what I essentially do is I prepare some questions with the help of ChatGPT, and I give you two choices, and based on whatever your response is like, we keep the conversation going. All right. So the first one is, would you have the power to heal any illness or the power to eradicate world hunger?
World hunger.
But if you have the power to heal any illness, you might be able to scale it up, right? And you could like tackle one illness at a time. But hunger is a more immediate problem. Okay, I get it.
Because I relate to it. You see on the road many homeless people who don't have food, right? You can't even do anything. It's something I see every day. Right. Illnesses, I don't see as much. They are in the four walls of the hospital. Right. But hunger is something which we should solve for.
All right. Would you rather be able to control time or control the elements? By elements, I mean earth, air, fire, water.
Time.
And what would you do with that?
Things happening at the right time.
Right.
Things happening at the right time.
Yeah. Make your own luck, basically.
Yeah.
Right. Would you rather always know when someone is lying or never be able to lie to yourself? Wow. Like, saying like, oh, I'm okay. And then you can't do that. Like, if you're not okay, you're not okay.
I will not be able to lie to myself.
Anyway, all right. Would you rather have the ability to time travel to the past or to the future?
Do the future.
To the future. Would you have unlimited wealth but live only for 10 more years or live an average lifespan with average wealth?
Average lifespan, average wealth.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Would you rather live in a world with no internet or no electricity?
No internet.
No internet is fine, yeah. No electricity would also mean no
That's
internet. All right. Would you rather have the ability to speak all languages fluently or play all musical instruments perfectly?
All languages fluently.
Oh. What would you do with it?
Speak more.
Speak more.
With more people.
Rather be stranded on a deserted island alone or with someone that you dislike?
In a deserted island alone.
Alone is fine. Would you rather live in a world where everyone's age is visible above their heads or where everyone's wealth is visible above their heads?
Everyone's age is visible above their heads.
That's already, you can still take a guess, but like with wealth, it's a new metric that you can observe.
It creates different emotions.
Yeah. Yeah. Would you rather live in a world without books or without movies?
Without movies.
Without movies. Books you can't live without, eh? Would you rather have the ability to speak to the dead or see into the future through dreams?
See to the future through dreams.
Alright, sir, the last one. Would you rather have the ability to teleport anywhere instantly but never be able to take anything, okay? Or have the ability to teleport only objects but never yourself?
I would want to teleport myself into anything.
Alright, sir, that was it.
Yeah.
Very, very nice answers, I think.
Thank you.
Thank you. It's great to have you on the show, sir.
Yes.
We'll do a next episode as well.
My pleasure.
Yeah,
yes.
yeah. We can dive much deeper.